Hello guys, welcome, or if you have already seen my channel before, welcome back, and I'm the Philadelphia Whovian. And with this video, well, this one is going to be more of a narration, or a tale, if you will, about the first day I was introduced to Doctor Who. Actually, in truth, when I first began my channel here on YouTube, this was going to be my very first video. It was going to be about my introduction to Doctor Who and the first time I ever watched Doctor Who. And guys, I'll be honest, I completely chickened out and did not make this my first video because of one very simple fact. Guys, I was completely ashamed of the very first time I got into Doctor Who. It's kind of actually an embarrassing story. My tale about the first time I watched Doctor Who was pretty freaking embarrassing. But then one time heard another story about someone's introduction to Doctor Who and their origin story, and I said, you know what, maybe I should just confront this, let it go, accept the fact that it's going to be obvious after hearing this story that I am not the sharpest tool in the shed, if whatever, and now, metaphor you want to make for my lack of intelligence when it comes to these sort of things, but what can you do? So, I'm going to tell a story about the first time I actually watched Doctor Who. Now, being born here in America, Doctor Who, being born in the 80s in America, and being born during the Colin Baker era, right before Doctor Who went on its brief hiatus, before the 7th Doctor took over, that was the environment that I was born into. And not only that, but I was born into an environment where I didn't even have access to a TV that had more than maybe 4 channels to it. That was my childhood, and it was a damn good childhood. It was a freaking good childhood. But again, I was a kid who had like 4 channels on their TV. So I didn't have much access to TV. As a result, I should never have even remotely heard of the show Doctor Who. But I did. And that's the amazing thing, is Doctor Who, I can't even tell you how I knew about something called Doctor Who. I don't know anyone on my street here in Philadelphia who remotely even knew about Doctor Who. But somehow, someway, I remember always knowing or being aware there was a show somewhere out there in the universe called Doctor Who. But I can't tell you how in God's name I knew about it. It's like Jane Austen. You know Jane Austen, that woman who we all know about, but we can never remember who was the first person who, introduced her to us. Yeah, Doctor Who and Jane Austen had that in common. So I grew up my entire life never even knowing what the heck this show Doctor Who was about. I just knew there was a show called Doctor Who. I reached my teens. I know a show called Doctor Who. I have no idea what it's about. I don't even really know it's a British show. I just know it's somewhere in the world. Then I reached my 20s. I know of a show called Doctor Who, but I don't know what the heck it's about, and remotely what its premise even is. Then I reached my late 20s, and I was over at my dad and my stepmother's house, and I was just flipping through channels, and I am so behind the times. I barely even know how to work a menu on cable. Yes, I know, I'm pathetic. What do you want from me? I have an old TV where all you can do is just flip through channels and see what's on. That's all I'm at. Yes, I'm so behind, and I'm not ashamed. Try and judge me. It's not going to work. You know why? Because I'm on a video where you can't speak to me personally, so there you go. So, I'm sitting there like flipping through channels because I'm just not good at understanding how to work the menu bar or the, the on-demand whatever, toolbar, whatever it is. And they've got umpteen thousand channels on their TV, and I'm just trying to understand how this TV works. I'm flipping through channels, and then I land on a channel I did not even bother to notice what channel it was. And there's a show on. The episode already started, so I have no idea what the heck is even happening. All I know is there's a really, this little girl, and she's standing there in school, and she says something about how, history is completely different, and she's like, the doctor did this, but you wouldn't know it because you're stupid. And I said, Doctor? Okay. What the heck is this? And then she says, the doctor, he was the one who went back in time and did this, and that's why you don't know it, because you're absolutely stupid. And I was like, Doctor? Doctor who? Oh, I should tell you all right now, I'm one of those people who actually talk at the TV when I'm frustrated or when I want to know something. Out loud, I literally said to this show, Doctor Who. Who's this doctor this girl's even talking about? Then it flips again to when she goes into the principal's office and there's a redheaded little girl who's there saying, you get in trouble even more, you're the only person who gets in trouble as much as the boys. And she said, well, you get in trouble. She's like, I count as a boy. And then it flips to when they're older now, and the girl is now like they're teenagers and they're in school, and she said the doctor went back in time and changed the Titanic or something like that. And I couldn't remember what it was, but it really did say something like that, where it's like, oh, the doctor went back in time and did this. And she went sent back to the principal's office again about the doctor. And I said, Doctor Who? Who the heck is this doctor she's talking about? Doctor Who? I genuinely said that at the TV. And I realized I was actually watching this show where I had no idea what the heck was happening. You know why, guys? Because I just wanted to see who the heck this doctor was. And then it flips to, this older hot, there are now two super hot chicks on the screen. There's a red-headed hot chick and there's a black hot chick. Yes, I call them hot chicks. Come at me, social justice workers who always get mad that you call a girl hot. Yes, I call them two hot chicks. You gonna come at me? Really? Well, social justice workers, I don't care. They're hot chicks. I'm gonna call them that. So there's a red-headed hot chick who's blatantly Scottish. There's a black hot chick, and she's on a bed. She's tossing, a small, blue police phone box in her hands on the bed, while there's another guy in the room, he's got this really distinct nose, and they're talking about the doctor. And I'm like, Doctor Who? Who is this doctor you guys are talking about? What's his name? I must know. Who is this doctor you're talking about? So I keep watching the episode just to find out who the heck is this doctor. Yeah, I was really bent on a mission. Dang. And then, all of a sudden, it turns out that the guy was not gay, and it turned out he had the hots for the super hot redheaded chick, and it was the black super hot chick who got them to realize they were meant to be together, and I was like, okay, and then she throws the blue phone box into the air, and it transitions. Very good transition, by the way. I know people hate this episode, but that was a damn good transition. And then it transitions to an actual phone box flying in the sky, and I'm like, what the hell? What's there doing? There's a blue phone box. There's a blue phone box flying just in the sky. That is so cool. Oh my god. Whoa. And then a skinny guy jumps into the frame with a bow tie, and he said, you shot my TARDIS. You honestly shot my TARDIS. And I'm like, that's him. That's the doctor. But Doctor Who? Like, who is this doctor? Oh, you know what? Who cares? That's him. That's the doctor. And I love him. Yeah, that was a pretty quick obsession with this doctor. That's what happened, guys. That's what happened to me. And I just keep watching this episode. There's a skinny, scrawny, British white dude with floppy hair and a bow tie. And I'm just watching everything he says, and I'm like, watching everything he does and listening to everything he says, and I'm like, this is the doctor. I don't even know who the heck this doctor is, but this is the doctor. What's his name? I don't know. We'll find out soon. We'll find out what's his name. But I don't care. As long as I know this is the doctor. Yes! And I keep watching the episode and I have no idea what the hell is going on, because they land in 1940s where there's Adolf Hitler, and then it turns out there's a robot who can change shape who wants to kill Adolf Hitler, and then they accidentally interrupt the assassination or the torture of Adolf Hitler, and then the super hot black chick gets shot accidentally by Hitler, and then she all of a sudden, just for some strange reason, gets lit up, and then she morphs into an older hot chick. And then I don't know who this older hot chick is. I don't understand what's happening. Why is she changing? Why did she change from a hot black chick to a hot older chick with super blonde hair that's everywhere? I don't know what's going on, and now this chick wants to kill the doctor. I don't understand what's going on. But it's okay. because I know who the doctor is. That's all I care about. I know who the doctor is. It's this guy with the bow tie. And you know what? And I honestly said this to the TV. Wow, bow ties are cool. I never knew that. This is before I even learned he said that for fun. And it gets even more sad. It gets even more pathetic. As I'm watching this episode and I'm like looking at the doctor and I'm like, I get the feeling he's not human. Nah, that's stupid. Why am I thinking this guy's not human? He's obviously human. I don't know why, though. I just get the feeling that this man is not humanly possible. He just feels like he's something else. No, you're being stupid. Why would you possibly think this guy is an alien? Honestly. Whatever, that's stupid. Then it turned out he was an alien. Yeah. And so, I'm sitting there still watching this show, and I have no idea what show I'm watching. And then it went to commercial. I'm still completely in the dark. I don't know why I kept watching it. And then it's on commercial, and I'm waiting for it to get off commercial. I'm like, okay, yeah, come on, hold up here. And then it's something, I can't remember if the announcement on the TV during commercial was this or that, but it's a variation. Where it said on the commercial, and now back to Doctor Who. Or the other variation probably was, after this, there's another episode of Doctor Who coming. The show was called Doctor Who. I spent the last few minutes shouting at the TV, Doctor Who! Genuinely asking who the heck is the doctor. And then the show was called Doctor Who. Thank God I was alone in that room, because I literally just sat there like, whew, I am absolutely pathetic right now for asking who is the name of the doctor in the entire time the show was Doctor Who. And then I found out that episode was called Let's Kill Hitler from Series 6 of New Who. But somehow, despite the fact that I had no idea what the hell was going on this entire episode, I was completely intrigued by what was going on. It was unlike anything I had ever seen, so I went back home, went to my mom's TV because she had on demand just well enough to have 2 episodes of Doctor Who on it. And I would later on find out it was from Series 7. So I did not see all of Let's Kill Hitler. I did not. I saw the middle of it. I did not see the beginning or the end of the episode. I only saw the middle. And, well, the episodes I finally did see for the first time in full of Doctor Who ended up being The Bells of St. John and The Rings of Akhaten. Whoa. Now, I know a lot of people hate those episodes, but you have to understand, if you have never seen Doctor Who before, and being an American, there was nothing like this for me. I literally am watching an episode where a guy, an alien, is sitting in a monastery, gets a phone call from his phone box while he's in, like, the 15th century, trying to figure out who this woman is. Then he finds her, but she's in 21st century Britain, and then it turns out she gets trapped into the Wi-Fi because something's uploading people into the Wi-Fi, which is a very real fear in this time period when you think about it. And then he finds a way to save her, but now an airplane is going to come and crash into that one street just to get rid of her. And then he is like riding around with a motorbike, and he, uses his bike to drive up a building. Okay, you have to understand. I understand if you hate The Bells of St. John, fine. But you have to understand, when you have never seen Doctor Who before, and you are an American, and you have never seen anything like this, The Bells of St. John was so epic. It was so awesome. I just sat there like, this is the coolest thing I have ever seen. And then I got to The Rings of Akhaten. By the time that it got to the Doctor giving his speech, right at this fireball, he is literally delivering this badass speech right at a huge fireball of a planet, whatever that fireball thing was. Grandfather has woken up. By the time that speech was done, I was on the floor, just overwhelmed. I had never seen anything like this, and then and there, that's when I said, oh my God, I have got to watch this show. Those are 2 episodes that a lot of people hate, but you have to understand, for me, I've never seen anything like it at all. I never did, and when I finally did see it, because I was so not used to anything like that, it was like the most incredible thing I had ever seen, and because of those 2 episodes, those much maligned or not liked episodes by a lot of people, I got into Doctor Who. So that's my story of how I first got into Doctor Who, the very first 3 episodes I ever saw. I turned onto a channel that I had no idea what the channel was. It turned out it was BBC America on a TV that did not belong to me. A show already started. For some strange reason, I kept watching it because I just want to find out who the heck this doctor was they were all talking about. And while I was watching the episode, every time the name Doctor came up, I kept shouting at the TV, "Doctor Who! Who is this doctor?" And then I found out it was Doctor Who, and then was curious enough to go and see it. And then I became a Doctor Who fan that way. That's my very first encounter with Doctor Who. So guys, I got that off my chest. I have a small chest, so it's not really much to get off of, but you know what I'm saying. So guys, thank you so very much for listening to my sad tale and my embarrassing story of my first time watching Doctor Who. Guys, thank you so much. You were absolutely awesome. Enjoy yourselves. And what was the very first story you ever saw of Doctor Who? And what is your story? Thank you guys so very much. Enjoy yourselves.